Peace. This is Keep It Real Israel, and this lesson is called No Man Hath Seen God. Let's look at it. John 1 and 18. It says, no man has seen God at any time. I mean, that's just what it says, right? So, but why are you reading that man has seen God? Is that a contradiction? Is it a comprehension deficiency on your part? Let's look at it. Exodus chapter 3, because we're taught that Moses spoke to God face to face. He was talking to God in the burning bush. Let's look at it. Exodus chapter 3, verse 2. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. So an angel of the Lord appeared unto Moses in a flame of fire in the middle of the bush. Let's look at verse 4. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, God called unto him out of the midst of the bush. See? Now it says God called out from the middle or the burning bush. Let me explain that. We're going to read. The way the Bible is read, when angels represent God, they are often mistaken by man as God themselves. Let's read on. Follow me. Genesis chapter 18, verse 20. And the Lord said, who said? The Lord said. Look at 21. He said he will go down now. He's going to Sodom and Gomorrah because he heard the great cries reached the heavens. Okay? But look at verse 22. It said, and the men turned and went towards Sodom. Now, let's get this clear. Angels and the word men are interchangeable. So you're going to read a lot where it says angels and then it's going to refer them to as men. So, remember, I proved it easily. So it said that the Lord said he will go down to visit Sodom and Gomorrah. But when it was time to go down, who went? The angels. Let's look at the next chapter. Genesis chapter 19, verse 1. And there came two angels to Sodom at even. See? Although it said men would go down, angels went down. Okay, but look at verse 24. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstones of fire from heaven. You see? Told you. The angels get the credit for doing the work of God and for saying the words of God. Okay. Let's go further. Genesis chapter 32, because you heard about Jacob wrestling with an angel. Okay, well, we're going to read where you get that from. Verse 1. And Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. Who met him? The angels of God. But look at verse 24. And Jacob wrestled a man. So the angels met him, but he's wrestling a man. Look at 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. So the angel or the man is changing Jacob's name to Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God. So pay attention and remember what's being read here. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and has prevailed. Look at verse 30. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. Did he see God face to face? He was wrestling with a man, it says. And the man had blessed him and gave him a new name, which was Israel. But Jacob took that as he basically met God face to face. So now you know what it means in the Bible when it says people spoke to God face to face. They're not speaking with God. They're speaking with a representative. And we're going to see who this representative is. Let's go to the book of Hosea chapter 12, verse 3 and 4. Hosea picks back up on the story. He took his brother by the heel in the womb. It's talking about Jacob and Esau when he was in the womb of Rebekah. Yea, he had the power. Well, first, it says, he took his brother by the heel in the womb, and by his strength he had the power with God. So we read that in Genesis chapter 32, verse 4. Yea, he had the power, or he had power over the angel and prevailed. Remember that word prevail? So I told you, men and angels are interchangeable. So he wrestled with a man, it said. We see from Hosea chapter 12, verse 3 and 4, and Genesis chapter 18 and verse 19, that sometimes it says angel, and sometimes it says man. Right? Interchangeable. Let's move on. Judges chapter 13, verse 2. And there was a certain man of Zorah, of the family of the Danites, whose name was Manoah, and his wife was barren and bare not. Verse 3. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman. Who? The angel of the Lord, right? Okay. But thou shalt conceive and bear a son. So he basically told the woman that although you're barren, you shall conceive and bear a son. Okay. Look at verse 22. And Manoah said unto his wife, we shall surely die, because we have seen God. Did they see God? No. So when you read this in context, you're going to read that all they was doing were communicating with an angel of the Lord, like it said in verse 3. Verse 24, and the woman bare a son and called his name Samson. You all know who Samson is, right? Okay, so they didn't see God either. They was talking to an angel. All right. Let's move on. Luke chapter 1, verse 26. The angel Gabriel, who? The angel Gabriel, right? Was sent from God. From who? From God. 27. To a virgin. And the virgin's name was Mary. Verse 30. And the angel said unto her, Mary, who's talking to her? The angel. Look at 31. He told her that she shall conceive in her womb, bring forth a son, in verse 31, and call his name Jesus. Look at verse 45. And blessed is she that believed, for there shall be a performance of those things which were told her from the Lord. Who told her? Was the angel Gabriel. Like I said, when the angels represent the Lord, they are often mistaken as God. As we've seen, I just brought up so many different scenarios proving that. Okay, so now let's close it out. Zechariah chapter 12, verse 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. So it's saying the house of David in the future will be as God, like the angels were as God before them. So you got that? The angels always acted as God. This is why people mistaken them for God or as God. But no man seen God anytime they were seeing angels. That was easy, right? Peace.